Live from the Febvre Stadium on the campus of Placer High School, Touchdown Productions, celebrating 21 seasons of local sports excellence, is proud to present Placer Hillmen football. Tonight, in the opening league game, your defending PVL champion Placer Hillmen hosts the undefeated Colfax Falcons. It's week one, their final PVL season, and the quest for one final league title. It's all on the line tonight, and the action begins right here, right now. This is your NorCal Game of the Week. The Placer Hillmen come home after a bye week, ready to defend their PVL title against the undefeated Colfax Falcons. Good evening, football fans. This is Paul Brown, the voice of Touchdown Productions, along with our favorite color commentator, David Kline. Our producer and the camera operator is Game and Gil Dominguez, and we're all set to bring you a game that we have had circled on our calendar, David, since the beginning of summer.
Yeah, Paul, that is absolutely right. The Colfax Falcons will be on the road this year for all their cross-county games beginning here tonight at Placer. Colfax is riding a 5-game winning streak, and once again, Coach Tony Martello has his Falcons flying high with a spirited offense that can put points on the board very quickly.
As for the Hillmen, they are 5-time defending PVL champions, David, and they are no stranger to having a target on their back as the team to beat. And since this is their final season in the PVL, well, this is the way they want to go out. They want to go out on top.
And, Paul, Max Preps is predicting a Colfax win tonight in a shootout, 47-35. But we all know this game is a lot more than numbers on a page. These two schools are only a few miles apart and have a great rivalry. So you can take all those numbers and throw them out the window. Both teams are coming back after the bye week. The preseason has been completed, and now is the time for one team to make their move towards the title.
And, you know, David, that's exactly why there's so much excitement in this stadium tonight and why the NorCal Game of the Week is here. So, we have a classic matchup in store for you tonight, and the Hillmen face the Falcons. And while we await the kickoff, we'll take our first break and return to you for the Are You Outside pregame show, and that'll be with all the local league standings from the PVL, SFL, and around the foothills. So we remind you, you're watching exclusive coverage of Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Join your neighbors at B&C on Saturday, October 7th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. The Fowler family is proud to be part of your community since 1940. So stop by, grab a hot dog, and check out the savings. It only happens once a year at the Customer Appreciation Day sale, Saturday, October 7th at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
So welcome back to the Are You Outside pregame show. This is Paul Brown along with David Kline. We're going to break down what's happening around the league here. David, why don't you start with the PVL and we'll talk about how the league standings are.
Yeah, well, obviously we're seeing one of them undefeated teams tonight in Colfax, 5-0. Amazingly, have put up 238 points in the season, only allowed 29.
29 points.
29 points. That is incredible. Bear River right behind them at 5-0. They've won all 5 of their games. Lincoln and Placer right behind them at 4-1. Center at 3-2, and Foothill sitting at the bottom at 1-4 on the year.
So if we take these standings and we take these statistics, we're going to look at a Colfax Falcons defense that should hold down Placer, who has scored a fair number of points at 154, David.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this Colfax team, all 5 of their wins, their lowest total that they've scored is 35 points. In their last 3 games, Paul, they've scored 139 points and given up 0. That is one of the most incredible stats I've ever seen, 139-0 in their last 3 games. It is insane. And it all starts with their quarterback, Ryland Hyman. He's completing 79% of his passes for 816 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Now, wait a minute. I think I have wax in my ear. Are you saying 79%?
79
completions.
He's completed 79% of his passes, and in his last 2 games, he's completed 86% of his passes for 341 yards, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
That's incredible. Well, you know, we're going to be following this Colfax Falcons team for 3 continuous weeks here on the NorCal Game of the Week. We're going to see them for the first time this season tonight. I'm looking forward to watching them. Placer Placer should give them a good struggle. Placer's only lost one this season.
Yeah, they have, and of course they slipped up against Nevada Union early in the year, but they've won 3 straight, including last week. They beat Vista Del Lago 43-28, and of course, when you talk about Placer football, it comes down, the last 4. When you talk about Placer football, it comes down to that 3-headed rushing attack that they have in that backfield. Mario Perez, Marshall Chapman, Brad Bishop, all tied for the team lead with 5 touchdowns apiece.
Wow.
Perez leading the Hillmen with 509 yards, Chapman with 401 yards, and Brad Bishop's with 204 yards. They like to run the ball, and they're going to run the football a lot tonight.
You know, to start the PVL off, Placer dearly wants a win, and so does Colfax. So we'll see this game coming up next. Let's talk briefly now about the Sierra Foothill League. And you can see that on our monitor. Oak Ridge 1-0, Rockland 1-0, Folsom 2-0, Granite Bay 1-1, Del Oro 1-1, and of course Nevada Union and Wood Creek 0-2. So far, it's nothing unusual to watch Oak Ridge and Folsom at the top of the standings. All of the teams score almost as many points on offense as they give up on defense. A lot of parity this year in the league, David.
There is, and actually a matchup tonight that we're going to see at the bottom. Either Nevada Union or Wood Creek are going to get their first league win of the season. They play each other tonight.
Well, that ought to be a good game. We'll keep you up to date on that if we have that come our way. We'll take our first break of the night. You're watching exclusive coverage of Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Be right back.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from Porticeps. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make Porticeps your destination.
Playing football. Welcome back to Febvre Stadium. About ready to kick the football off between the Colfax Falcons and the Placer Hillmen. David, any thoughts before we see leather go to foot?
Paul, we are going to see a very high-scoring game. As I mentioned in the pregame, the lowest Colfax has scored this season is 35. They light up the field offensively. So does Placer. So we're going to see a very fun, very intense football game and very high-scoring.
That's your prediction. My prediction is this Colfax Falcon defense is going to show up tonight, and Placer's going to have trouble scoring. We'll see. And here is your kickoff. Back to receive, number 10, and that is Reeves. Colton Reeves takes it back to his 20. Finds some room on the left-hand side. Reeves could have some room to go all the way. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30. No one is going to catch Reeves as he goes coast to coast on the first play of the football game. Colfax Falcons going nuts across the way in front of their signs have absolutely stymied this crowd here at Febvre Stadium. No one expected that, David.
Paul, I said high scoring. It took 14 seconds for Colfax to get their first touchdown of the game. Unbelievable start. And actually, you said that's Reeves. Reeves is actually their leading receiver. It's Colfax's leading receiver. 13 catches, 233 yards, and 3 touchdowns, but he just showed his trade as a returner on that.
Wow. That was kind of like a Mike Tyson fight, coming out with his first right hook, going to the jaw, and going down is his opponent. So there is chaos on the other side of the field as we see the fans from Colfax going absolutely nuts in their white underneath that big Colfax sign. There it is. So with that first score, We'll take our first break of the night. You're watching NorCal Game of the Week, Placer Hillmen football right here. TouchdownProductions.com. We'll be right back.
This week at SPD, they have boneless chuck roast, Foster Farm picnic packs, pork shoulder roast, trimmed tri-tip, party wings, and Italian sausage links. Add to that the freshest local produce, and you'll see real savings every time you shop, with hundreds of price reductions throughout the store. So shop SPD Markets, where your neighbors shop in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Colfax lighting up the stadium. They brought a ton of people in from the little town of Colfax. This town always produces great athletes and great teams, football, basketball, and baseball. Tonight is no exception. So now we're going to find out, David, if Placer has any character. They get hit in the jaw. Let's see if they can come up off the canvas.
Placer actually have a couple guys back there that are capable, absolutely capable of returning a touchdown themselves.
Looks like the kick's going to go off the fingertips. That was Bishop. Now it gets to now. That's number 15, Carson Styron. Jorge Maldonado carrying the football.
Brought down by number 22, Febvre.
So Colfax will go in their offense, and they'll start on the 23-yard line. 11 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock. Let's find out what Coach Joey Montoya comes up with. Under center, as usual, Michael Stuck, number 6. In the backfield, we will see his two running backs, Brad Bishop, number 3, and it'll be number 21, Carrington, to start the game. Anthony Carrington looks like he gets a first down on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, he just brought his man in motion, as you usually see in a wing T offense. He had one of the receivers actually on the end of the formation come across, and we thought, of course, it was going to be Mario Perez getting the call at running back. And Placer throwing a little trickery. We're not usually going to see that much tonight.
Mario Perez in the backfield off center. That's number 10, Marshall Chapman. Chapman getting a couple of yards. Remember, this Colfax team is not accustomed to giving up yards. We're going to find out which offensive line has the most moxie tonight.
Yeah, and Paul, this Colfax team isn't used to giving up points. I mean, as I mentioned in the pregame, they've outscored in their last 3 games 139-0 against their opponents.
Handoff. This is Mario Perez. He's going to fall forward for just a couple. He'll make it a third down and long. Looks like about third down and 6. So Coach Montoya will be forced to go to the air here, third down.
And Paul, that's the thing about this Placer team is when you're forced into those third and longs, when Stuck is forced to throw the football, is he going to be efficient? I mean, he's only completing 52% of his passes on the year. In this situation, especially against a team like Colfax, who put a lot of points on the board, you're going to need Stuck to complete some passes and make some plays.
He's going to throw the ball, looking. Now he's got to scramble. Throws the ball downfield, and it's off the fingertips of Travis Warren. Warren had a chance to make the catch right at the sideline. It goes through his hands, so Placer Hillmen go 3 and out in the first series.
Yeah, that was a tough play for Stuck. He had to roll out of the pocket and wasn't able to fully get his body into that throw. He almost had to throw off his back foot, really making a tough catch for Warren. I mean, he didn't even have enough time to grab up that ball and come down with a foot in bounds, and a 3 and out for Placer to start this game.
Looks like Burtis is back to punt. Not a bad kick. Nothing to write home about, but the ball goes over the receiver's head, and they'll let it bounce. It'll go at about the 18-yard line. So good news starts for Placer, or they'll have some decent field position if they can hold this Colfax Falcons offense.
And if they can't hold this Colfax Falcon offense, as we mentioned in the pregame, Ryland Hyman, the quarterback, the senior quarterback, who's been killing in those last 2 games, completing 86% of his passes last 2 games alone with 7 touchdowns, including last week. He went 6 for 6. Wow. Super efficient play from Hyman, and I'm expecting to see the same thing tonight.
Hyman in the back. Behind Hyman, looks like Aarons. Aarons through the line, right over the middle. It will be to Aarons. Aarons not touched as he went through the line, so he was all by himself over the middle. I can see if they're going to throw that kind of pass, David, why he is so efficient. Easy pass to throw. It's a pitch and catch. 7-8 yards every time. Yeah,
and Aarons is actually their leading rusher, 595 yards on the game, averaging over almost 120 yards per game. And he's clearly a viable option out of the backfield.
Hyman wants to throw again over the middle. Little dink passes. That's not good for too much, but it might pick up the first. Let's see where they spot it. It will be a first down, just enough. That's a good reception. That was number 23, O'Keefe, picking up the first down. Knew exactly where that marker was.
Yeah, and a lot of short, quick throws early on. Not putting Hyman in a real position to face any pressure from the defensive line, getting that ball out very quickly after he gets that snap.
Looking to throw again. Again, a quick pass over the middle. This is number 10, Colton Reeves. You saw Reeves in the touchdown score earlier. Reeves, not the biggest guy in the field, a junior, 5'10", 155, but quick, nice tight pattern coming out.
Yeah, and those are just simple crossing routes for Colfax coming out of their formation, the shotgun. It's just they're finding that sweet spot underneath that zone that Placer running and just making for easy completions.
Falcons continue. Another pass out to the flats. This is Aarons again, and Aarons gets a lot of room out to the right. Rambles on down the field for a long gainer. Looks like they're going to spot the ball now at about the 35, 34-yard line. No sign of any defense showing up yet for Placer. Hyman hands the football off this time. That is Aarons. Mason Aarons gets a couple. Pretty quiet on the sidelines here at Placer Stadium. We're watching an excellent football team work its magic here with the Colfax Falcons. Another handoff. No, he'll pull it back. He wants to throw the football. It's going to be over the head and long. And a great defensive play. Number 21, that's Carrington. Anthony Carrington goes up. Looked like a professional going up and batting the ball down with his left hand, David.
Yeah, and that was a great defensive play, and it was a tough throw by Hyman, and he really had to thread that ball on the sideline to give his receiver a chance. A little underthrown, but gave Kerrigan the time to go pinpoint that ball and knock it down. Now sets up a big third down early on in this game for the Placer defense.
I'm sure they're going to throw again. They're going to have to call a timeout, though. They did not get personnel on the field. That was number 47, Lewis Fudge, coming in, and because of him arriving late, they're going to have to burn one of their timeouts. So with the timeout on the field, we'll remind you you're watching exclusive coverage of Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Come on back. We got a good one.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want, ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
We're back here at Placer Stadium. Back the ball, big first down, third down play. He's going to throw it up for grabs, and he gets an interception. Only his fourth interception of the season. Placer picks it off. He's got some room, and finally will be tackled down. That looks like Colin Wright. It was Colin Wright, but you can also give credit to that good defensive line putting pressure on the quarterback, Hyman.
They put pressure on Hyman, and a really poor decision from Hyman. He was getting hit as he threw that ball, and as someone who's as efficient as Hyman is, you really don't expect to see a mistake like that from him. But either way, Placer come up with a football and a big chance to answer back. They got the momentum back.
Quickly to the line, faking a handoff. They're going to throw the football, but he's going to have trouble in the backfield, not going to get time. All over him, number 7, That was Owens coming in. I think he came in untouched. So that'll be a setback for the Hillmen. It'll be second down and about 18.
Second down at 17.
Coach Montoya bringing the play in from the sideline, stuck. We'll have number 2, Burness, out to his left. And inside handoff. Not much there. They'll make it a third down play now. Boy, when you're backed up on your first down like that, sure kills the momentum, David.
It really does. And I mean, even on that last play, that second down play, it was Kerrigan getting that handoff, and he had room to the inside. That play was designed to go to the inside, but his left tackle, Colton McElroy, had the block to the outside. He honestly could have bounced it out to the outside, had a lot more room to work with than the inside of the field. Once again, you need that vision as a running back.
Travis Warren outset left. They're going to fake the handoff. He's not going to have time again. He's going to have to scramble. They're not holding that defensive line out of Colfax at all. Maybe we're finding out now why they're holding their opponents to so few points. That line was in the backfield before he could even set up.
And stuck as he comes out of that play action, he's just met immediately with defenders in his face. I mean, at some point, if Placer are going to really throw the football late on, I feel like you almost got to ditch the play action. Just let Stuck get his drop back, let him see the defenders coming from all at him, and then make a decision.
Another punt now, almost blocked as the punt gets away. Very short and wobbly. It will take a somewhat beneficial bounce for Placer, but they're going to have to give the ball up at about midfield.
Yeah, it's not the best situation when you're giving a ball back to this offense right around midfield with easy field position to work with.
Colfax will coming on the field now. Probably looking for more of the same. They're not having that great a success running the football, but pass-wise, getting those 5, 6, 7-yard passes over the middle, it's open all day. Looking for that pass across the middle again, and this is number 5, Ahrens. Ahrens coming out of the backfield all by himself. Boy, I'll tell you, David, I wouldn't run the football either if that pass is open all day.
Well, these are all short routes. I mean, on that route, you had a slant over the middle of the field. The other ones are just simple crossing routes. I feel like Placer almost have to play a little bit more up to the line of scrimmage, almost like in a pressing role, because the receivers are just breaking off a couple yards off the line of scrimmage and just getting open way too easily.
Aaron's going to take a handoff right up the middle, finding plenty of room, and no one was prepared to cover the middle. I'm not sure where the middle linebacker was on that play for Placer. Wow, this is an impressive Colfax team, I got to tell you. First down. Markers change. Colfax spreads the field. 3 wide receivers to the left. He's looking left, wants to throw that way, all by himself in the flat. That's Ahrens again. Wow, they need to put a monster on Ahrens just to cover him. He's wide open wherever he goes.
And that's just easily breaking the zone defense. I mean, even that formation pre-snap, you had 3 receivers to the left and only 2 defenders over there covering the receiver. That's an easy tell for it's going to be a zone. The zone's going to back off into coverage, and if Ahrens slips over, he's going to be wide open in the flat.
Looks like Colfax is going to make it in the end zone at this rate. Placer needs to blow their backs a little bit. Looking in the end zone. Now he's being forced out of the pocket. Going to try and run, and there he is all by himself. Touchdown, Colfax. That's Colton Reeves gets his 2nd touchdown of the night for the Colfax Falcons.
And that is great quarterbacking by Hyman. The pressure breaks down. He has to roll out of the pocket. Is really patient, unlike the last time he was faced with pressure. Was able to find Reeves in the end zone and get Colfax their 2nd touchdown of the game.
Colfax will line up for the point after. Down, up, and good. 14-0, Colfax Falcons giving the Placer Hillmen a homecoming beatdown here so far here at Placer Stadium. But we'll be right back watching exclusive coverage here at Placer Hillmen football. This is your NorCal Game of the Week. Come on back.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals.
Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
Back to Febvre Stadium. Colfax Falcons about ready to kick the football back to the Hillmen, who haven't been able to do much with it when they get it. Hillmen have had a total of 8 plays so far from scrimmage. And there's a flag on the kickoff, and that's probably going to work to the advantage of the Hillmen. Although if they accept the kick, it's going to go for.
Well, since it was a pre-snap almost, I feel like they just re-kick this football, but it just being offside, they just move it back 5 yards. But yeah, if that kick actually goes out of bounds, then you're taking that kick. But I think since it was pre-snap, they're going to make them re-kick.
Back them up and they'll try it again. Kick clearly went off the side of the foot of the kicker, number 24, Alex Ware. Ware will tee it up here and give it another shot. 4 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first quarter here. Much better kick. Chance for a return. Placer finding room. Almost gets away. I believe that was Maldonado. Yes, it was. It was Jorge Maldonado, and he gets a few yards. Limping off the field, number 2 is Johnny Callahan.
Yeah, one of their big defensive backs that they have. That'd be a big loss with this defense that's already struggling so far.
Let's see what's going on with him. They're taking him over to the bench. We'll take a look at it. They're not tending to him too much. I think he's got a cramp. Let's go back to live action here. Placer handing off, straight handoff, that time to Chapman. He'll get 5. Coach Montoya is going to have to find himself a hole that he can work with. So far, he needs to, I think, work with his big lineman. Second down and 2. Out the left side, he's got some room. This could go a ways. High stepping it and finally being taken down. That's number 21, Anthony Kerrigan. Kerrigan, big play, first big play of the evening for Placer. A little bit of light here goes on in this stadium. Good field position. David, I understand you've got an update for us.
Yeah, actually, across the league, 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, it's Lincoln 6-0 with the lead.
Falling forward. That's Chapman.
Chapman brought down the 29-yard line.
So more positive yards for the Hillmen. I think, David, what Coach Montoya is figuring out is he's not going to get a lot of time to throw the football. If he's going to throw the ball, he's going to have to get rid of the ball in literally 1 to 1.5 seconds.
He's going to have to quick, and those inside holes are getting plugged up, so they're going to try more runs to the outside.
There's another good inside hole. They're going to try and just beat their way up the field now. This will bring up 3rd down and about 5, it looks like.
And you can see Coach Joey Montoya on the sideline. He's ripping off his hat. He is not happy with that last play.
Well, he expects his offensive line to open up those holes.
And once again, you set up in a 3rd down situation, 3rd down and 6 here. An obvious passing situation. You need to have Stuck come up and make a play here.
Stuck's probably going to have to throw the football here. No, it's a quick handoff. He's going to go over the left side. He's got room. Last player to touch him, Carrington again. And Carrington's going to move the chains.
And that was the same play we saw similar. That was actually Kerrigan on that last play. He came across the formation on a motion, took the handoff on a sweep, had blockers to his left-hand side, was able to get that space. So the outside runs are working a lot for Placer. It's not the inside runs.
And you know, see how quickly it developed, too. That was a quick hitter. Didn't take any time to develop. So Placer with a 1st down. Hands off inside again. The scrum will move forward. Looks like they're going to get about 3 or 4 out of it. This may be the philosophy here. It might not be a bad strategy keep the offense off the field. Let's grind it down 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
But the thing is, you're going to have to score points to keep up with this offense. And if they run the ball and they don't convert and they set up in 3rd and longs and possibly even field goal situations, that's not going to be enough to beat this Colfax team.
Quick handoff. Once again, not much there. I know, David, in the words of that great soothsayer, Marty Mortensen, the team that scores the most points wins.
Yeah, that is very true. And Colfax up to a 14-0 lead, and that's the situation that's going to be in most of the night. Is Placer's going to have to respond.
That's true in all sports.
It literally is, yes.
The team that scores the most points
that is
wins.
Usually 100% the case.
Yep, 100%. Handoff inside, pulled back out, and then given once again, but finding no room. Once again, that is Carrington. Anthony getting a lot of the carries tonight. I'm not seeing him use Perez.
Well, they're mainly using Perez for those inside runs. He's a big body. He likes to hit those A-gaps and really run really tight.
4th down now, big play. Placer really needs to convert this 4th down. They don't have a kicker that can make a field goal from here, so they'll have to figure out a way to move the chains 9 yards. Here it is. They're going to throw the football. It's going to be long and into the corner, and there he is all by himself. He couldn't find the ball. He could have easily scored. Holy cow. They're moaning and groaning here on the Placer side of the field. Travis Warren looked back over his left shoulder, then looked back over his right. Just couldn't pick that football up.
And in this wing T offense, most of those passing plays with a single receiver out on the outside is just going to be a simple fade route or a corner route or a post route even. So when Stuck throws that ball up for grabs, Warren really needs to turn around pretty quickly as soon as he makes his cut and look for that football, because that would have been a for sure touchdown.
So Rylan Hyman will be back on the field looking for an over the middle pass. He finds himself his favorite receiver over the middle. One of the few drops we've seen tonight. Aarons seems to get himself open no matter what they call for him. He's 2nd and 10. Clearly, the best thing that can happen right now is a 3 and out for the Hillmen to get another shot here in some reasonably good field position. Hyman looks like he's going to throw the ball in the shotgun. No, he's going to hand off the left side, and that will go nowhere. In fact, it'll go backwards. And it'll be 3rd down now and 12.
And that was, that was Colton Reeves coming across the formation in that jet sweep. And Placer usually have a pretty good run defense. It's the pass defense that's the one thing that they've been letting up too easily in this game.
So keep your eye on Aarons to see if they try to pass over the middle again. He seems to get big chunks of yardage. Aarons in the backfield, and along with Max Wolf. This is out to the left side. It's not going to be nearly enough for a 1st down. So the Falcons will be first punt for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that was good defense. I mean, once again, I was a little surprised to see Hyman really go with another short route. I mean, you've been seeing Colfax go with more of a West Coast style offense, a lot shorter routes, a lot of simpler route combinations. And that time he kind of trusted his receiver to break off the tackle and get enough for the 1st down. But in the end, it's a big win for the Placer defense, able to get a 3 and out and get the ball back to their offense.
Brad Bishop will be back to take the punt. Let's see if Bishop can advance the ball. Here's the kick. Oh, it's a dandy. Bishop will field it, and he'll have some room, and immediately tackled. Great tackle, number 58, Lahai. Jacob Lahai coming up and making a stop. Bishop finds some way to get around him, and boy, he has some open field.
And that's what makes the Lahai tackle so crucial. Bishop almost ill-advisedly took that football without the fair catch, had room to run. If he beat Lahai, he would have been gone and had a lot of room in front of him.
So Placer yet to really establish. Their last 3 possessions have stalled. Let's see if they can get a little momentum going and get down the field. 39 seconds here in the 1st quarter. Cutting back and back again. Best runner on the field tonight, without question, Anthony Kerrigan.
Well, Kerrigan's been getting most of the run plays to the outside. On that one, he actually got a pretty good block from his other running back, Mario Perez, and that's where the basis of the Placer offense and especially the running game is going to come from. We've seen countless throughout this first half or this first quarter. The inside runs are not going to work all that often. It's the outside runs you're getting most of your yardage from.
Straight handoff. They're going to try and just beat it up again. This is Mario Perez. He'll fall forward and get the first down. Placer is able to get the first down on the ground, and I think that's probably where they'll stay. But that'll be the end of the first quarter. And it's been a dandy here at Febvre Stadium. Placer scoreless, and the Colfax Falcons 14. You're watching exclusive coverage of Placer High School football right here on touchdownproductions.com. You come back.
Join your neighbors at B&C on Saturday, October 7th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. The Fowler family is proud to be part of your community since 1940. So stop by, grab a hot dog, and check out the savings. It only happens once a year at the Customer Appreciation Day sale, Saturday, October 7th at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Back here at Febvre Stadium, beginning of the second quarter, first down, Placer. Fading back, looking to throw the ball, finding nothing. Now he finds it across the middle. Holding on is Bernis. And Bernis makes a great catch and then defeats his defender to get a few more afterwards. So they'll move the chain. Placer's on a roll.
Yeah, and that's a really good play, but a poor decision by the defender on that. I mean, when Bemis caught that ball, he tried to strip the ball out, possibly create a fumble, didn't really secure the tackle, allowed Bemis to break out of that and gain some extra yardage.
So Placer now will start from right at their 20-yard line. Looking to keep this momentum going. Straight inside handoff. Left side now breaking away towards the middle, finding a little bit of room. It looks like he got about 4. It's Chapman. Marshall Chapman sharing most of the responsibilities tonight with Carrington. Second down. Question is will Joy Montoya try to pass here? Not real successful. Straight inside handoff. This is Mario Perez. The big Mario keeps his legs rolling, gets down to almost the 5-yard line.
It's a big, tough run from Perez right there. Really the only positive gain from an inside run that Placer has had tonight.
It was a nice little hole there, and once he was hit by the linebacker, he just kept his legs driving. Mario, the senior, we've seen him for 3 seasons, and he's got power. I think that's probably where they'll go back again. Let's see if they hand it to him up the middle on first down. It is. It's Perez. No, they're going to fake to Perez. Then around the outside, he's got one player to beat. He'll go to the corner, and he'll score. Travis Warren scores for the Placer Hillmen. They're on the scoreboard.
And that's what Placer needed. They needed to get on the board. You're going to have to score points to compete with this Colfax team. Great play getting Warren off the motion in the backfield, handing it off, breaking the tackle, and then taking it to the end zone for 7.
Everybody, including myself, thought it was going to be Mario Perez right up the middle. They faked it to him, and Warren found himself a hole. Extra point is up and good. So the Placer Hillmen giving this crowd something to cheer about here at Febvre Stadium. Getting points on the board, 7-14 now. Colfax still leads by virtue of a 80-yard kickoff return on the first play of the game. Other than that, it would be pretty much a tie ball game. And for that, we will go to break. You're watching the NorCal Game of the Week. This is TouchdownProductions.com.
Nothing tastes better than a sandwich crafted just the way you like it. And at Port of Subs, our master slicer slices your sandwich fresh to order. We offer top quality meats and cheeses. Add your choice of farm fresh veggies and pile them high on our freshly baked bread. We stand by this classic approach. Why? Because it all comes down to one simple truth. Port of Subs just tastes better. Whatever you crave, prepare to fall in love.
Sliced fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
And we're back here. I understand we've got a score from Lincoln. I understand Marty Mortensen is there.
Yeah, Marty actually was texting us a score. Lincoln, who are 4-1 at the year at Bear River, actually have a 12-0 lead. So this could be a huge momentum booster for Lincoln, who actually play Colfax next week.
I'll tell you what, Bear River, though, is no one to be messed with. They'll score some points. We'll see what's happening with that game as we progress along the half. Colfax will receive. This looks like Jake Green. Green looking for some room, not finding much, and eventually the green jerseys will take him down at about the 25-yard line. Warren making the tackle, and Colfax in their last possession went 3 and out, handed the ball back to Placer, who just marched it down the field and scored. Inside passing game was working. Let's see if Coach Tony Martello goes back to that. He will. Quick inside pass, and this is one of those 7-yarders out to Max Wolf. Max, big boy, huh?
Yeah, he's 6'7", 170 pounds. Talk about a big target. My goodness.
That's the first catch tonight by Wolf. Gained him about 8 yards. Second down. Quick fake handoff and then over the middle again, and guess what? Wide open, that's number 23, O'Keefe. O'Keefe drags a few players. O'Keefe looks like a junior Gronk. He is a big player, great big arms. Look at the size of him. Boy, they found some players to play on this Colfax team, didn't they?
They have, and they're making Hyman's job very easy. They're getting off the defensive coverage. Just these are simple crossing routes across the middle of the field. It's very easy for Hyman to complete these passes.
They're giving him a lot of room to throw, and there it is again. Once again, this is Wolf. He gets the ball and basically just shuts it down after about an 8-yard gain. They got to figure out some way to plug up that middle, David. The linebacker is not there. There's nobody covering 5 yards over the ball.
Well, they're playing too deep. The Hillman defense is playing too deep.
This is going to be a straight handoff, and there's going to be a lot of room inside and keeps moving. This is Aarons, and Aarons finally will be brought down after a gain of about 40. He'll be down at the 16-yard line. Colfax bringing the play in quickly. Placer can't go to sleep. They got a quick score. Now they got a hold. In the red zone, here are the Falcons. That's Aarons. Aarons finding room, puts his head down and gets down to the 5s.
Aaron's a guy pretty small, 5'9", 160 pounds. Packs a lot of power in those legs for a guy that small. Very nice running.
Back to, it's another first down. It'll be 1st and goal now for the Falcons. And they'll start the clock here with 8 minutes and 51 seconds in the second. Let's see if they decide to throw, or they're going to keep testing that inside line, and they are, and it's going to be wide open. He's going to walk in. No, a great tackle. Boy, I thought that was wide open. Brad Bishop coming up and making the stop. Bishop, I'm not sure, coming out of nowhere. Bishop is the left defensive back, and I'm not sure how he found himself over there, but he made a great tackle to save the touchdown. 2nd down and 3.
Maybe look for Max Wolf on this play. He's got single coverage on the left-hand side. Throw it up to him.
Across the middle, and guess who it is? No, the ball was knocked down. That was Garen O'Keefe. Wolf and O'Keefe, you can see them walking side by side there. They're both huge receivers.
It's got to be nice as a quarterback to have those kind of options.
It's 4-down territory, but it looks like Coach Tony Martello is going to take himself a timeout. He's going to talk to the crew, and while he talks to the crew, We're going to take a quick break. You're watching TouchdownProductions.com, your NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
This week at SBD, they have boneless chuck roast, Foster Farm picnic packs, pork shoulder roast, trimmed tri-tip, party wings, and Italian sausage links. Add to that the freshest local produce, and you'll see real savings every time you shop, with hundreds of price reductions throughout the store. So shop SBD Markets, where your neighbors shop in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Back at Febvre Stadium, 3rd down, although we're in 4-down territory here. Falcons will go try to push it in from the 3. They are going to hand the football off, and it's not going to make it. I think they're going to stop it. Looks like it was Aaron's, and they will stop Aaron's at about the 1-yard line, so it'll be 4th and 1, and the Placer Hillmen are going to have their backs bowed on this one. They're going to have to stop Aaron's on the inside, so you can expect to probably, I would say they're going to go to the left, David, and see if they can test that outside. They're going to have to come up. Here it is. Aaron's is going to carry the ball, and he's going to make it. Touchdown, Falcons. They go crazy over at the Falcons sideline. Nathan Aaron's getting his first score of the night. That is 20-7 now, Falcons. Here's your extra point. Down, up, and good. So with 7:28 on the clock, the Falcons score again, 21-7. Colfax Falcons continue with the beat down on the Placer Hillmen, and we'll be right back for the kickoff. This is TouchdownProductions.com.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want, ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
Back here at Febvre Stadium, crowd here on the Placer sideline, anticipation of the kickoff, and there it is. It's going to be to the left side. They're going to try, and they will field it and run up the sideline. This is Jorge Maldonado, and Jorge will get it up to about the 30-yard line where Placer will take over. David, can Placer mount a drive like we saw on their last possession?
They're going to have to. I mean, this game can get out of hand really quickly if it already is. I mean, down by 14 points. It's still in the second quarter, but they need to match that same intensity and that same yardage output on their last drive. They're going to have to do it now because Colfax's offense is.
You don't let this team get too far out in front.
Exactly. Then you're going to be forced. You're going to be in a really tough situation at that point.
Outside handoff, got some room. This is Chapman. Chapman will get a few yards here and stretch it out as far as he can. Gets right to about the 35-yard line, gain of 5. That play has been working pretty much all night. That's good for about 5 or 6 yards and sometimes more. Falcons haven't been able to get their backers out to the sides to stop that outside slant. This is on the ground. The ball is on the ground. Let's see who picks it up. It's going to be the Falcons. Last thing Placer needed was a turnover, and that's what they gave him. Falcons picking up the ball at about the 30-yard line. Ball bounced on the ground. He should have just dove on it, tried to field it, and that didn't work.
Yeah, Kerrigan didn't get that handoff completely on point, just fumbled it, and like you said, he didn't fall on it. He tried to take it off the bounce, and the defenders for Colfax, right state of mind to jump on that football, and now they have a short field and a 14-point lead.
Let's see if they try to get a big chunk right here. Aarons finds a whole lot of room, and Aarons It's brought down by it with a shoestring tackle. Brad Bishop coming around. We're saying Bishop's name a lot on defense.
We are, and he was that last man on that. If he didn't make that tackle, Ahrens would have been in for his second touchdown of the game.
1st and 10. Falcons. And, you know, I don't like saying things this early about momentum of the game and what's going to happen overall, but here in the second quarter, they can put a dagger in the heart of the Hillmen. Quick out. This is Ahrens. Ahrens will get it out to about the 8-yard line.
Hyman complete to Ahrens.
Boy, Ahrens certainly is a workhorse. Catches passes, runs the football.
Yeah, he's clearly a focal point for this offense, but specifically on that last play, that's just a simple first-time read from Hyman. He had his other receivers go really short, a couple yards off the line of scrimmage, and that really sets up downfield blocking for Colfax when Ahrens makes that catch.
Quick handoff right up the middle of Ahrens. Ahrens dancing, looking for some room. Falls forward for just a couple. It'll be 3rd and about a foot. 5:55 left here in the second quarter. Placer needs to find themselves a defensive stay right here. 3rd down, they need to find themselves a loss or an interception or something's got to happen here.
Expect the ball once again to go back to Ahrens.
He's going to throw. Throws out to Ahrens, and Ahrens got it, no problem, and he's going to, no, did he score or did he lose the football? No, he broke the plane. He dropped the ball after he hit the ground, but he got across, and that's another score for the Colfax Falcons. Hillmen coughed the ball up on offense. 5 plays later, Falcons score. 27-7 now to try for the extra point. Up and good. 5:35 left in the second quarter. Colfax Falcons score 28. Placer Hillmen 7. This is touchdownproductions.com. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title's your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
And we're back after Mason Ahrens catches his second touchdown of the game, giving Colfax a 28-7 lead with 5:35 left to go in this first half. David Kline, Paul Brown on the call for tonight as Colfax about to kick it off to the Hillmen. Alex Weir, the backup quarterback, tees his ball off. Once again, another short kick angling towards the left hand of the sideline. That bounces out of bounds. Flag comes out, and Placer will get decent field position to start their drive.
You know, it's important that Placer gets something going here before the half. They can go in with some momentum. If they could go into the locker room at 28-14, it would be a win for Coach Montoya, but they got to keep the football, keep it under control, burn the clock, take it down, and score it.
And, Paul, keep in mind, too, that Placer will be getting the football to start the second half. Also something to factor in. So Michael Stuck in the Placer Hillmen offense getting the play. They'll break the huddle. First down and 10 from the 35. Stuck hands it off to Kerrigan, tries to break the edge. Takes it back upfield, gets some good yardage, and gets about a 5-yard gain, sets up second down and 5.
Did a lot of running for 5 yards, but Kerrigan found himself a little hole. That's the play that's been working all night. They can work to the left and work it to the right. They cannot turn the football over.
Now coming into the game at wide receiver, Travis Warren, who actually Has Placer's only touchdown of the game coming off an end around. Stuck, handing the ball off once again and met immediately. Marshall Chapman.
Chapman got to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. It'll bring up third down. Not what the Placer Hillmen needed. Although I'll tell you what, Joy Montoya, he is, I don't know that he'd even punt the football now. I think he'd go for 2 plays to get 5 yards.
Especially on your own 40. I feel like even if you don't get the first down yardage, it's almost a lost cause at this point. You'd rather not give Colfax the ball back. Stuck on the play action, actually gives it off. And what a great tackle in the backfield. Will Beasler coming in to make the tackle for at least a loss of 4 on the play.
Beasler comes in, and he smelled that thing out in the backfield. Now, if Beasler doesn't make the tackle, they get a first down. They had it all lined up, heading on the right side, and I was wrong about that. With that loss of yardage back now, 4th and 11, they will punt the football.
Maybe at 4th and 5 they would have thought about going for it, but not in this situation with just under 4 minutes left to go in the first half. The punt by Bemis is up.
End over end.
Bounce at the 40, takes a very favorable Placer bounce and will be downed at the 26-yard line.
Bemis's punt is down at the 26-yard line.
So we have another Mortonism coming in. It's 12-0 with 2 minutes left in the half.
That's the Bear River at Lincoln game. Big implications in league standings for that one. But in this one, Colfax with a 28-7 lead. Hyman hands it off on a draw. A very nice looking draw. He has his running back getting the first down yardage. Colton Reeves on that play.
Number 10, Colton Reeves. 10 yards on the play. First down Falcons. Tackle made by LaGuana Scott.
It's now set up a first down and 10 from the 38-yard line. Hyman the pistol. Takes a snap, fakes a handoff. He's actually going to keep it on the quarterback. Keeper has blocks in front of him. He has room to go to the 30 and steps out of bounds. It's just inside the 30-yard line.
Ryland Hyman's got some wheels, and I'll tell you what, he showed it. Standing straight up and down, he put on a little burst of speed, and I'm impressed. This guy's got an arm and he's got some legs. But it looks like there's going to field that a flag on the field that's going to bail the Hillmen out.
Holding.
15-yard holding penalty. Oh, David, they couldn't have asked for that. They could have paid money for that one.
Yeah, and that negates a huge run by Hyman. So we'll set up, we replay, I'm sorry. That first down will be first down and 18 now from the 30-yard line. Hyman will come out in the pistol. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Takes a snap, drops back, faces some pressure, just tries to step up and actually completes the pass and has his receiver getting that first down yardage. And once again, we've heard his name all night, Mason Ahrens, on that reception.
Falcons in the hurry up. No, they're going to slow it down now. 2:55 left in the quarter.
So just inside Placer territory, first down and 10 on the 48-yard line. Hyman takes a snap, drops back, finds receivers to the right. Ahrens once again breaks off a tackle and gets about 4 yards. And the football is down, and one of the Placer Hillmen came up with it, but it looks like the referees will signal that Ahrens was down on the play.
And that's Brad taking it all the way down to make sure that he feels like something's going on down there. He wants to know what it feels like to score a touchdown. You'll see him coming into the shot here in 1 second. He's got the ball. I thought the ball was on the ground, and I thought that was a legitimate fumble that could have been returned. There's Brad. You see him coming into the screen. Still got the ball in his hands.
So nevertheless, after that catch by Mason Ahrens, set up second down and 7. Hyman looks in the middle of the field and has his receiver, but stumble trying to come out of his break. Colton Reeves.
Boy, he's got some receivers, doesn't he? he's got a whole bunch of people to look at. He's got Reeves, who we've seen catch a couple, Aarons, O'Keefe. He's thrown tonight at 5 different receivers.
Now it sets up a big 3rd down and 3. Hyman takes a snap, looks to his right, finds once again Aarons, and has a 1st down yardage, just about getting 4 yards on that play, giving Colfax another 1st down.
What a great, accurate arm Ryland Hyman's got. And these aren't long throws, trust me, but they're right on the money. When Aaron gets one of these balls, it's usually out in front of him where he just has to pull it in, and then he's got room to run.
Hyman hands off this time to his running back. Up the middle for a couple of yards. It's Troy Little. Little, the 2nd leading rusher on this team, for 372 yards off of 47 carries and 7 touchdowns of his own.
So another Mortensen coming in. This is Marty, and he is he's at the Lincoln Bear River game. Marty says that Lincoln just scored on a 20-yard pass. It's 19-0 at the half.
And Hyman has his receiver running down the sideline. And steps out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Once again, Colton Reeves on the catch. Sets up 1st down and goal for Colfax. 1:12 left to go in this 1st half. Colfax leading Placer 28-7 with a chance to score once again before the half ends. Hyman, who's been pretty efficient tonight besides that 1 interception early on in the 1st quarter. Takes a snap, fakes a handoff, steps back, looking towards the end zone, has his man wide open, and he overshoots him. He had Aarons wide open in the end zone, but overthrew him, and one of the few mistakes we've seen from Hyman in this 1st half.
Well, that was a little more of a touch throw that he had to put in right on the money, and certainly longer than the 7-8 yards that we've been seeing him throw, but certainly a catchable ball, too. Aarons might have caught up to that.
And Hyman hasn't been forced to make many touch passes or short. He's mainly been making short throws. Hands it off to Aarons on the 2nd down. And tackled at the line of scrimmage. Good job by Placer defense to hold Aarons to minimal gain. Just under a minute left to go in this 1st half.
57 seconds. Falcons aren't making a big effort to get over the ball. They're going to bleed it on down, and now they're going to take a timeout.
And Colfax takes their 2nd timeout of the half. And we'll stay with the action. 47 seconds left to go, as I mentioned. Colfax with a 28-7 lead. And Marty, I mean, if you're Coach Joey Montoya, what do you say to the guys in the half?
I believe you just called me Marty, David.
I'm sorry, Paul.
That ends our relationship.
I'm sorry.
No. Paul, let's start over again.
Okay, let's rewind. Paul.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul Brown.
Yeah.
If you're Coach Joey Montoya for Placer, what are you saying to the guys at halftime?
I'm saying, what color Gatorade do you want in the locker room? You want red or do you want green? Because I'll tell you what, nothing else seems to be working right now. They found themselves an opponent here in these Colfax Falcons that, like nothing we've seen so far this year. This Falcons team, I am guessing, could probably beat everyone that we've covered so far this year. Nevada Union, Bear River, Lincoln, all of them. This is a very good football team, and I'm not sure anybody's going to stop them in the PVL. I'm just saying.
And it's interesting you say that because Lincoln, who are leading Bear River at the half, play Colfax next week.
We'll have to keep an eye on that one. And there's
3rd down. Hyman looks to the end zone, has a receiver, and he had the touchdown.
Banging on the ground. That's number 10, Colton Reeves. Reeves knew he had it. He is going to remember that one tonight when he wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning going, I knew it could have had that.
Hyman did a really great job of avoiding the pressure, getting off a pretty good throw. And Reeves wasn't able to make the catch and come down with the football for the touchdown. Now 4th down and 9 from the 10-yard line. Colfax will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
With 4th down, they're going to see if they got a kicker here that can put it through from this distance out.
The kick is blocked, and it's actually picked up.
And it's picked up, and he may be able to go.
He's going the 40 and draw it down at the 43-yard line, making the block, and Chandler Dakin picking up the football and actually giving Placer a chance to score some points later on this 2nd quarter.
Chandler Dakin gets a chance to carry the football. This may be the only time he has ever carried the football, and it's the first time in his life he wishes he had 4.4 speed, too, because he could have made it had he been able to outrun that defensive back. Placer's got a little life with 33 seconds left.
33 seconds and 2 timeouts. So now I'm assuming we're going to have to see Stuck throw the football.
You would think. He's not going to take a knee, I guarantee you that.
Stuck drops back, facing some pressure, looks across the field. He has his man, making the reception. That's Fudge. He's got room to run down the sideline, inside the 30-yard line. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Placer.
Boom! Placer scores with 21 seconds left in the first half. And this crowd is on its feet saying, how do you like us now?
Lewis Fudge with a long touchdown reception, giving Placer a little bit of hope heading into the half.
Let's give them something to cheer about. And I'll tell you what, the Placer Hillmen had the exact right play cranked up at exactly the right time. Everybody was looking left, and there was just enough time to get the screen pass off, giving it to a back that can do something with the football once he gets it.
Meyer on to kick the extra point to make this a 14-point game. The kick is up, and it is good. Ooh. Now with 21 seconds left to go, the complexity of this football game has completely changed.
Just like the complexion of that Colfax sign across the way, it's a little bit tilted now. They're losing the O, and I'll tell you why, because everybody across there is going, oh my.
And you can see the Placer Hillmen on the sideline trying to pump up this crowd, give them a little bit of hope going into the half. A huge play, Stuck finding Lewis Fudge, taking it to the distance on a huge touchdown reception. Cuts the deficit now to 14.
People are starting to sit back down and calm themselves down here. Placer will come out, kick the football back, reducing the score to half, 14-28.
So does that change your halftime talk if you're Joey Montoya?
I would add another color of Gatorade now. Let's throw orange in there for the boys.
Now 21 seconds, Meyer to kick off this football. And back is Jay Green here to return it, trying to follow his blockers and unable to really go anywhere. Pushed out of bounds, the 25-yard line. Actually runs into a couple of photographers on the sideline.
Yeah, and some poor guy on crutches too. They weren't going to let him get any more yardage. They're going to help him back up. Good for them. That it looks like, I'm told by our producer Gil Dominguez, that's Coach Egan, and he's going to be fine. He'll get up. In fact, I think he likes the attention. Yeah, he's doing fine. So 14 seconds on the ticker. And I think you'll see Colfax airing it out here. They'll have a moment. Split far out to the left is Kerrigan.
And Hyman takes a knee.
Now he takes a knee. Good for him.
So that will end the first half of action. Very action-packed. Colfax goes into the half with a 28-14 lead. We'll be back for the second half kickoff. You're watching exclusive Placer Hillmen football on the NorCal Game of the Week at touchdownproductions.com.
Join your neighbors at B&C on Saturday, October 7th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. The Fowler family is proud to be part of your community since 1940. So stop by, grab a hot dog, and check out the savings. It only happens once a year at the Customer Appreciation Day sale, Saturday, October 7th at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, Simpson fans, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome the Colton Hill and Martin Band, Red Star Club and cheerleaders. The Colton Hill and Martin Band helping the field direction of drum majors, Alexander Blackman and assistant drum major, Alan G. Please jump your catch the field and enjoy this one without the shovel dirt on it. Don't worry, I'm just sitting here. Please welcome the Placer High Red Star drum line. The drum line is coached by Mr. Art Leverage. The drum line is played by Mr. Leverage, Afterburner.
Right? And if you're running all three of the times, it's the league is what next game will be.
Please welcome the Placer cheerleaders. The cheerleaders are played by Mr. Chris Lee, Assistant Coach is Ms. Casey Smith. The 2017-2018 varsity captains are Mary French, Kristen Counts, and Megan Perino. The cheerleaders will be performing to Money, That's What I Want by Jerry Gordy. It's made popular by groups such as the Beatles, Kingsmen, The Doors, and the Flying Wizards.
Awesome.
and cheerleaders as they perform the Placer Pipe. Ladies and gentlemen, the Crocker High School cheerleaders and Golden Hillmen marching band.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from Subs. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make Subs your destination.
Back here at Febvre Stadium, if you're looking for a football game, we've got one here by virtue of a touchdown by the Placer Hillmen with 21 seconds left on the clock in the first half. They'll get the ball here to start the second. Back to receive, Brad Bishop. And there's a false start. They're going to reset here. This is going to be a do-over on the kickoff. So let's see if the Placer Hillmen can find the same momentum they had when they went into the locker room. Coach Joey Montoya is going to switch the backs. They're going to put Brad now over to the right side. And on the left to receive the ball is Jorge Maldonado. Ball's popped up. It's going to be a fair catch caught. He actually waved it off. That's Johnny Callahan. He's back from his early injury, and so Callahan will go back on the field. David, what do you think the game plan is going to be as we come out for the second half?
It would be a lot different if they went into the half still down by 21 points, but still there needs to be some kind of sense of urgency from this Placer offense. They're going to have to get the ball moving. They're going to have to get decent chunks of yards on each of these plays. The last thing you're going to want is a 3 and out. Give the ball back to a Colfax offense that's really been unstoppable tonight.
They're going to start with a handoff. They're going to try that inside slant. And after jumping over his defensive end, that is number 47. I beg your pardon. That was Kerrigan, number 21.
And oddly enough, to see Kerrigan getting at least 75% of the handoffs tonight. I mean, it's not any of the top 3 leading rushers for Placer. You don't see Perez getting as many touches. Chapman, not Brad Bishop, at least on offense, we haven't heard his name.
Second down and 6. Quick handoff inside. That's Perez. Perez will get about 3, so it'll be third down and 4. Starting to try the inside. Coach Montoya just happy to just beat away at it if he can get his first downs.
And now sets up a pretty big third down. I think this is going to be the most important plays for Placer tonight. You either get the first down to keep the drive going, or you go 3 and out and you punt the ball back to Colfax.
They're going to hand it off, and they're going to hit him early, and they're going to hit him hard. Not going to get the yardage needed for a first down. I'm not sure they'll even give him 1 yard, so that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to punt the ball back to this very dangerous Falcons offense. Falcons not allowing a lot of points all season long, as we talked about in pregame. I'm guessing giving up 14 points is more than they're accustomed to as it is. Punt on its way, and a pretty good one, high, end over end, and it's going to take another of those wonderful Placer bounces we've been seeing, and it's going to be down at about the 37-yard line.
I really would have liked to see a little bit more ambition from Joey Montoya on that last drive. Maybe pull out a little trickery, really something to get more momentum going for this offense. I mean, you saw the way that last touchdown catch from Lewis Fudge from Stuck really woke up this crowd, really got the momentum back in their favor, but not much going for that first offensive drive of the half for Placer.
Hyman is going to start off with some quick passes, and he gets one out quickly and accurately. That is number 23, or that's 23, Garen O'Keefe. He spreads the ball around, I'll tell you. You can't really say that there's any favorite receiver. Looking for the long ball now. He's going to get a flag. There was a hold there. It wasn't much of a hold, but it certainly was a hold, very apparent. So there will be a flag on the secondary. I believe that is on number 2, Johnny Callahan. Callahan out there trying to cover a much bigger receiver in Jake Green.
The wind picking up all of a sudden out here.
Actually, it cooled off real quick here all of a sudden, and the wind is picking up. Not unusual for the foothills. If you're not familiar with touchdownproductions.com, or you're viewing from someplace around the planet, we're in the foothills of Northern California. Back to pass. Hyman's chased out of bounds, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 now.
And Paul, that holding call, that flag was actually picked up. They decided not to call it. So this sets up a really favorable Placer situation. If they can hold on this, get the ball back, that would be a huge win.
Hyman bringing the play in from the sidelines. Tony Martello cooking up something. This is definitely only 3 down territory. Looking over, there's a hold, but no flag down. And they're going to hit Mason Aarons, but Mason Aarons is not going to get enough for the first.
Now, they didn't get enough for the first down. Sets up about 4th and 5, but they are on Placer's 40-yard line. They're probably going to go for it.
You think so?
At least if I was Coach Tony Martello. You're in a really, what they call those gray areas. You're too far for a field goal. You're too close to punt. You know, in this situation, you might as well just go for it. If you don't, you don't give Placer the best field position.
I work with Gil Dominguez. I know gray areas. Here it is, 4th down play. They're going to throw it out, and it's not going to get there. No, sir. Placer Hillmen step up with their defense, and they say, no, sir. Not here at the Febvre Stadium, and they're going to take over on downs. First time tonight we've seen the Hillmans hold.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Paul. I mean, it's really the first time we've seen some spark from the defensive side of Placer. We've seen them do it a couple times offensively. And after they get the ball back, they're going to have to score points. You need to get the ball moving if you want to stay in this football game. You're still down by 14 points.
So the Hillmen, not too successful in their first series, will take back over. Watch for them to go with that wraparound draw play. Coach Montoya is going to have to open up his bag of tricks, reach around with his left hand and see what comes out. Michael Stuck over the ball. Quick handoff, and this is going to go pretty much nowhere. This is Marshall Chapman. I think Chapman's going to lose a couple.
And Tucker Klepotek making the play on defense, was able to sniff out the run going the weak hand side, getting off his blocks and making the tackle on Chapman.
They're going to place the ball right about the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10. There's that big defense. Fast defense of Colfax Falcons. All by himself out there,
nice
and it's
play.
Connected. This is Travis Warren, and Warren catches a big play and will advance the ball 38 yards. Wow, what a good play. Rolling out to his left, Michael Stuck finds Warren with a quick pass. Had to move, David, in order to get some time to throw it.
Yeah, he did. He came out of that play action, facing some pressure, had an interior defensive lineman up in his face, stepped up, threw it off balance, finding his receiver. He actually had 2 receivers open. He had Warren wide open, who caught the pass. And he actually had Fudge wide open, a little bit shorter off another slant. But still, another huge play for Placer, knocking on the red zone.
Quick inside handoff. He's got a little bit of room. Bounces off. Still on his feet. He's going to get about 9 yards. That's Chapman. Boy, they're going to Chapman now here in the second half, where they were working Anthony Kerrigan early. Chapman keeps getting yards like that. They're going to keep handing it to him. 7:21 here left in the third quarter. Placer Hillmen threatening to put some more points on the board. Stuck, hands off. They're going to give it back to Chapman, and Chapman's going to stay on his feet, and he keeps a rambling and a jamming. Chapman's going to pick up the first down and a whole bunch more.
Yeah, Chapman actually making some nice runs there. That was a designed stretch to go to the outside, decided to take it back upfield last second, evading a couple defenders, and that's the thing. They're going to have to break some of these tackles, these first tackles that Colfax are making great plays on. They're getting down the running back off of first contact. They're not letting him break off and getting more yards after the contact.
First down, they're going to stay on the ground. They're going to give it to Mario. Mario's ramming straight through. Boy, I'll tell you, he did not vary. He went straight ahead and kept going straight ahead. They just are daring him to bring him down. Now he's down at the 3-yard line. It's going to be another 1st and goal.
That's what Perez does. He puts his head down, invites that contact. He's a big guy.
Is there a different defensive line out there for the Falcons? Because I'll tell you, they're getting blown off that line now. That's what you get when you offer 3 different colors of Gatorade at halftime. Here it is, first down. Hillmen are staying on the ground, and bang! Touchdown! Placer Hillmen. They're in this football game, and they're here to tell everybody about it. That was number 47, I believe. Yeah, I beg your pardon. It was number 10, Marshall Chapman. You know, Chapman got him here. He deserved the touchdown. A very important extra point now. Down, up, and good. 21-28, we got ourselves a football game here at Febvre Stadium. Placer Hillmen now taking the ball all the way down the field and scoring, brings them to within 1 touchdown, and they'll kick it back to the Falcons when we come back. This is touchdownproductions.com. We got ourselves a wing dinger, come on back.
This week at SPD, they have boneless chuck roast, Foster Farm picnic packs, pork shoulder roast, trim tri-tip, party wings, and Italian sausage links. Add to that the freshest local produce, and you'll see real savings every time you shop, with hundreds of price reductions throughout the store. So shop SPD Markets, where your neighbors shop in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Back to Febvre Stadium. Placer Hillmen about ready to kick it back. And let me tell you something. I'll tell you right now, David, that was not the last score we're going to see tonight. I think we're going to see 3 more touchdowns. You watch.
And it can honestly go both ways as Meyer's about to kick it off.
Well, something lit the Hillmen up, and they're back. No doubt about that. Kickoff is relatively short. Bumping around now. That's number 18, and that's Jake Green. getting a few yards before he's brought down by the Hillmen defense. And back on the field now will come Ryland Hyman and the Falcons.
So how does Colfax come back into this?
Colfax has got to go back to the game plan that was getting it done, and that's those quick passes over the middle.
Well, they do, but the thing is, you're coming into this now with a 7-point lead. You have to find momentum back in your favor because Placer have it, the fans have it, and now Colfax need to get another score.
Handoff straight up the middle. This is Ahrens, and Ahrens doing what he's been doing all night, gets 10. He's the best player on the field in our estimation here. We do give a nice player the game award at the end of the game, the Bill Slade Trucking Player of the Game. We'll be choosing that between David and I, and tonight it'll mostly be me. But we'll be giving one to one of these players, and I'll tell you, Ahrens would be hard to pass up. Quick handoff.
Reeves.
This is Reeves. And boy, he gets a ton of yardage back. I think something lit these guys up. They haven't lost a game all season. They are 5-0, and they want to go home 6-0. And I'll tell you, David, I don't know, but have they given up 21 points all season? I don't think they have.
They actually gave up 22 against Winters.
Well, that's a bad snap, and that's going to result in a loss of 8. Holy cow, coming in there hard, Andrew Garza. He went in there and got him some. That ball went up in the air, and it took a while for Ryland Hyman to field it. And by the time he did, all he could see was Garza in his face. Second down.
This is the most ideal situation for Placer defense. You're putting him in a second down and long. You got to get the stops here.
Outside handoff. No, it's not. It was a fake handoff. He's going to hold the football. Gets the pass away, and a beautiful catch. Good gravy. Are they going to call it? No, they're going to say, no, that's incomplete.
Yeah, O'Keefe didn't come down with that. Well, he came down with the catch, but when he went down to the ground popped the ball loose, and that's obviously an incomplete catch. But we have an update from Marty Mortensen in the Bear River at Lincoln game. Lincoln came into the half with a 19-0 lead, but Bear River takes the opening kickoff for a touchdown.
Wow.
They went for 2 and didn't make it, so still Lincoln with a 19-6 lead in the third quarter.
That's big news. We'll keep an eye on. Marty Mortensen is going to keep us up to date on that game. Third down now and a whole bunch here for the Falcons. Let's see if they can get it. About 15 is what they need. He's definitely going to throw the football. There's a receiver all by himself. Holy cow. How did he? Colton Reeves got it all by himself. Now let's see where they spot this football. Yeah, they're going to give him.
They're going to get the first down.
Yeah, enough by about 2 yards. They got about 18 out of that. That moves the chains. Clearly a blown assignment, huh, David?
Yeah, you can see one of Coach Montoya's assistants on the sideline, furious, an absolute breakdown by the secondary.
Handing off, this is Ahrens. Ahrens, like he's been doing all night, finds some room up the middle. Ahrens is a very quick and deceptive runner. Stays kind of low to the ground, but has good vision. Seems to find the holes where they are.
Yeah, 5'9", 160 pounds. He's very nifty on his feet, but then again, we've seen runs from where he takes a couple defenders down on the ground with him. He's very tough to bring down. He's got a lot of power in those legs.
Nifty's a good word, David. I love that word. He is quick and nifty. Falcons looking to score. Throws it in the ground. That's incomplete. They're not going to give him that catch. That definitely bounced.
Well, they're going to give it to him.
They're going to call that ball complete. I saw the ball bounce on the ground, so did a lot of other people.
Shame there's no instant replay or video review in high school football.
Not going to happen here. So it's a first down by benefit of a bounce ball in there. And now they're going to get a free play, it looks like. This is Ahrens. Ahrens finds some room, gets past the line of scrimmage. Did he drop the ball?
The ball came out. Ooh,
that ball
that's like a close play.
Ooh, another break for the Falcons.
That was really close, Gil. I think we're going to have to get a replay on that. That was really close. Ahrens came down with the football, but wasn't sure if the ball came out before he actually was down on the ground, before he actually had an arm or a knee down on the ground. But either way, it's a Colfax first down, knocking on the goal line.
So here we go, first down in the red zone now. The Falcons going to try and pop it in. He's going to roll out. throw it back the other directions. There's the screen pass. One man to beat, and he beats him. Going to the house and in, scoring. Looks like it was number 10, Colton Reeves, is it? Let me see.
No, that was Ahrens.
It was Ahrens getting in there.
His 3rd touchdown of the game.
This kid can play, I gotta tell you, right there. There's your best player on the field tonight. Look at him walk. You can see he's kind of getting beat up. Well, he's probably got 25 carries. And he hasn't slowed down a tick.
And once again, a big let-off for the Placer defense. They had Colfax in a 3rd down and long, and so the kick is up.
And good.
And good, but once again, a huge let-off from Placer defense as now they come back on the field in offense with another 14-point deficit.
So if you don't like this, you don't like high school football, everyone. You come back. This is football by touchdownproductions.com. We'll be back after the break.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
And back here at Febvre Stadium, and we hand the privileges of play-by-play off to David Kline.
Thank you, Paul. The kickoff received by Placer, and actually has some space to run. He evaded a defender and now past the 50-yard line into Colfax territory. On the kickoff was Ryan Arnell, the first time we've heard his name today. Usually a big part of the offense in Placer's previous games.
Arnell getting some room up the sideline. He needed to cut inside with that football. Maybe he would have found a little bit of extra room, but proceeded on down the sideline, got some good field position to start with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left.
And Paul, once again, Placer coming out on offense with a 14-point deficit after Colfax answered back with Mason Ahrens' 3rd touchdown of the game, his 2nd receiving, giving Colfax the 35-21 lead. Stuck under center, play action, looking down the field, stepping up the pocket, takes a hit as he's thrown, and the fall is incomplete, but wow, Stuck took a shot.
And you know, that may have been a good thing, because I'll tell you, he threw it right into a very heavily covered Travis Warren. That ball had to be thrown perfectly and a long way in order for him to hit Warren. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd down from the 47-yard line, 2:51 left to go in this 3rd quarter. 3rd quarter's gone by pretty quickly. Stuck under center, 2 running backs in the backfield, hands it off to one of them. And that's Chapman, tripped up, getting past the 40-yard line. Marshall Chapman once again sets up 3rd down for Placer.
Chapman, another workhorse here for the Hillmen. 3rd down.
And a big 3rd down it is.
I don't think they'll punt it from here, though, David. I'll tell you what, they'll go for a couple shots at it. And I don't know why they wouldn't go back to Mario Perez.
Stuck. Hands off to Chapman once again. Pulled from behind. A minimal gain brings up 4th down.
Let's see where they spot it. Yeah, it's got to be 4th and about 2. Let's see if they decide to keep it on the ground. I don't think they'll throw the football here at this position on the field. Go with what works. I'll go with Mario Perez.
We'll see big 4th down here. This might be the game. Stuck under center. Hands the ball off to the right. Oh, and the ball came loose. Picked up by Colfax, and Colfax has the ball once again.
Wow, helmet on, football go in the air, and down to the turf. Wow.
Tucker Klopetet on the recovery, and either way, Marshall Chapman, even if he held on to that football, would have been way short of the 1st down.
Good point. It was going to be there whether they liked it or not, because he wasn't getting that 1st down.
Now Colfax with the ball once again. 1:37 left to go with a 14-point lead. Ryland Hyman, the quarterback, takes a snap from the shotgun, steps back, looks across the middle of the field and finds his man, Mason Ahrens, once again. breaking a couple of tackles up to the first down marker and getting past it for a gain of 13. Mason Aarons once again on the catch.
First down, they'll move the chain, stop the clock briefly while they do it. 1:29 left in the third quarter.
Hyman in the pistol. Takes a snap. Will hand it off to his running back. Breaking a tackle up the middle for a couple of yards. Troy Little on the carry.
Two big turnovers by the Hillmen tonight, both by fumbles, and the last time they put it on the ground, Falcons took advantage, took it into the end zone.
Just under a minute left to go in the third quarter. Second down and 7 from the 44-yard line. Hyman in the pistol. Hands it off to Little off the right-hand side. And gets about 4 yards short of the first down marker. Brings up about 3rd and maybe 2.
Little stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to run. That might be the last play of the third here. Let's see if they get another one off. Play coming in from the sideline.
And they will get one more off at least. Just under 24 seconds, Hyman in the pistol. Play action, he's gonna try and keep it himself, rounding the edge, and a great defensive play by Placer, bringing down the quarterback Hyman for a loss. It's Andrew Garza on the play.
Second time we've called Andrew's name on a good tackle in the backfield. That was a big play, David. It's 4th down now and 8, and I don't see a punter coming on.
But we will get to that 4th down at the start of the 4th quarter. That is it after 3. Colfax Falcons with a 35-21 lead over the Placer Hillmen. We'll remind you that you are watching exclusive coverage of Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week at touchdownproductions.com.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations, and thank you for keeping your business local.
12 minutes left to go in this football game. Colfax with a 35-21 lead. Punting inside their own 50-yard line. Punts is high, end over end, no bounce, and be downed at the 20-yard line. So Placer getting the football back after a 4th down turnover by Marshall Chapman, fumbling the football.
Great fake out there by Brad Bishop. He waved it like he was going to take the fair catch, and everybody was around him. Ball bounced aimlessly 20 yards away. So Placer will take over, and they need to score something here if they're going to stay in it.
That they do, and they have 11:48 to do that. 1st down and 10 on their own 19-yard line. Stuck hands the ball off to his man in motion. That's Kerrigan. Once again, has room to work with. Down the sideline. He's got one man to beat. Can he do it? He shoves him. And down inside the 30-yard line, Anthony Kerrigan, I'm sorry.
Kerrigan, a Player of the Game award given to him a few weeks ago, and I'll tell you what, I love Kerrigan's speed. He's got a little afterburner he can put on, and then he's got a little kick move that he likes to put out there. Let's watch that replay. Here's Kerrigan as he goes down the sideline, keeps going, and now watch the little kick move. Just tries to get rid of that last defender, but can't do it. Pushed out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
A huge play for Placer. Sets up 1st down and 10 at the Colfax 27-yard line. Stuck hands the ball off to Perez. Not brought down after first contact, but the defender hung onto his legs and only gaining about 2 yards on the play. Once again, Mario Perez.
Number 3, Will Beasler, holding on like grim death. He knows he can't let Perez get away or he'll get another 10 yards. Beasler doing a great job. 2nd down.
Stuck getting the call from Joey Montoya on the sideline. And both of them know this is one of the biggest drives of their season so far. Still down by 14 points with 10:44 left to go in this football game. 2nd down and 7 from the 25-yard line. And Placer's going to have to burn a timeout, and Joey Montoya is not happy about that.
Joey's right out there in the field. You can see him, and he's going to be followed by the water boy and half the staff, but I got to tell you, he is not happy about having to burn a timeout right there.
And with that, we'll go to break. Colfax Falcons holding a 35-21 lead over the Placer Hillmen. You're watching exclusive Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week at touchdownproductions.com. Back with 2nd down and 7 from the 25-yard line. Stuck under center. Play action. Looking towards the end zone. These guys, man, wide open. Touchdown, Placer. Anthony Kerrigan.
Holy moly, Anthony Kerrigan finds himself all by himself in the right-hand corner of the end zone, and a perfect Michael Stuck pass. David, does it get any better than that?
Placer right back in this football game.
Last team to have the ball is going to win. Both teams now have scored touchdowns back to back to back. Here's the extra point, and these extra points are important.
Ryan Meyer on to kick the extra point. High snap, the kick is up, and it is good.
Ooh.
So after a 25-yard touchdown pass from Michael Stuck to Anthony Kerrigan, Colfax now lead only by 7 points. And we'll be right back for the next Colfax possession. You're watching exclusive Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week at touchdownproductions.com.
Thank you, Doug. Saving the whole rodeo.
.10:32 left to go in this football game. Ryan Stuck finding Anthony Kerrigan on a 25-yard touchdown pass, cutting the lead to 7. Myers now on to kick. The referee's actually going to stop the play. Not sure why.
There's something about too many men on the field. They just haven't. No, they had to take a timeout, David. They didn't have personnel on the field.
I was going to say, the Colfax Falcons look confused. Almost looks like they were setting up for an onside kick, not enough men back. And Colfax have to burn their first time out of the half.
That brings them down to 2. And I'll tell you what, on a game like this, those timeouts are gold come later on. Let's hope he doesn't have to regret having to call that, but there clearly wasn't the personnel on the field he was looking for.
And once again, a lack of communication, a mental lapse cost a timeout, a crucial one for Colfax. But it looks like they have enough men on the field. As Joey Montoya walks off. Ryan Meyer, the senior kicker, off to kick this football away. It's going to be a squib kick looking kick, and it's going to be fielded by Colfax. It's going to be Jake Green bringing the play back to the middle of the field and dropped at the 14-yard line. Great coverage by Placer.
Jake Green, needing to go north and south, decided to go east and west and got thrown down 7 yards back from where he fielded that ball. Not a good start for the Falcons, but the Falcons here need to get a drive going and burn down some of this clock. 10:27, David. And that's what in order to put this game away, they need to burn that clock down.
Hyman takes the snap. Will hand it off to his running back. Once again, that's Aarons. We've been calling his name all night. Up the middle, gain of 8 on the play.
Aarons has got to be getting tired. This poor guy, he is going to win our Bill Slade and Son Trucking Player of the Game. He is down and getting up a little slowly now, but that young man right there, he deserves the accolades. He has done the job tonight for the Colfax Falcons.
That he has done. 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing for Aarons, the senior running back. We have 2nd down and 3, just under 10 minutes left to go in this football game. Hyman seeing a potential blitz from Placer. Takes a snap. Blitz is coming. He's stepping back. Looks across the middle. Finds his receiver. Getting the first down yardage. Garen O'Keefe on the reception.
Good tackle out there. O'Keefe had some room if he could have gotten past number 33 for the Hillmen. That would have been Colin Wright. Well done, Colin. First down, Falcons.
First down from the 29-yard line. Hyman will hand it off to Ahrens once again, breaking off some tackles and getting past the first down, actually right at the marker, but they're going to signal that he got enough of the first down. Mason Ahrens once again on the run.
Placer needs to come up with 3 solid defensive plays and get this football back.
First down, Colfax.
Colfax with the ball with a 35-28 lead here in this Friday night awesome football game. Hyman taking the snap, looking over to his right, has Ahrens once again. He's got room to work with on the side, has to beat a couple Placer Hillmen defenders, cuts it back midfield, and takes a huge hit. Out past the 45-yard line. Ahrens once again making the plays, but took a beating at the end of that one.
Ahrens is actually calling to the sideline. He's taking himself out. I think he
deserves a little bit of a rest, I'd
he
say.
needs a breather. I don't know much about you, David, but my football coach in my high school never allowed us to do that. I think that's very wise.
So with that, Troy Little in at running back. Hyman taking the snap out of the pistol, handing off to Little up the middle of the field. And only gaining about 3 or 4 on that play.
Number 26, Troy Little.
Gil, if you can focus down on the sideline there, you can see Ahrens right behind his coach. He's kind of squatted down. I think he's sitting on his helmet. He's just taking himself a breather. Number 5.
And Chase Laguna Scott on that last play, delivering the huge hit to Ahrens. Brings up 2nd down and 7. Inside Placer territory now. Hyman finding his receiver and gaining that first down yardage. And fighting off a couple Placer Hillmen defenders. It's Reeves on the catch. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Jake Green.
Bear River hits on a 70-yard TD pass, and looks like they now have reeled Lincoln in now, 27-15. They're getting closer.
Hyman handing off to Ahrens off the left-hand side, cuts it back upfield, gaining a couple of yards on that play, bringing up 2nd down about 6. But, Paul, back to that Lincoln game. That has huge implications.
Certainly is going to be an interesting game next week when we have these Colfax Falcons. And we go to Lincoln to see which one of these two teams is going to be undefeated.
So Colfax once again finding their offensive groove. 7:40 left to go. 2nd down and 7 from the 31-yard line. Hyman taking the snap. Looks to his left, making a great catch. Did he hang on to that and getting about 6 on the play? And I think once again that's Ahrens, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and that is Ahrens, and he is slow to get up. He has taken a beating this game. He has worked his butt off. This now sets up a big 3rd down and 2 for the Colfax Falcons offense and the Placer Hillmen defense. Hyman hesitates as he looks over the sideline. Takes a snap. It's going to be a draw to Little. He goes up the field. He's got the first down yardage. He cuts to the right-hand side of the field. One man to beat, cuts it back. Shakes off the defender inside the 10-yard line. Troy Little sets up 1st down and goal for the Colfax Falcons.
Wow, they just can't stop this offense, the Falcons. They just put on another burst. Inside now, the 10-yard line. I think it's going to be down, David, at about the 6. I don't see the Hillmen stopping them from here. 1st down.
So we'll set up 1st down and 6. 1st down and goal from the 6-yard line, should I say. And it looks like they will have Ahrens and Troy Little in the backfield. It's going to be a play action. It's going to be end around. Actually, I'm sorry. It's going to be up to the fullback. Troy Little almost caught me with a misdirection on the end around from Reeves. But only gain of 1, setting up 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line.
The clock is definitely the Falcons' friend right now. They keep burning it down. 6:28 left in the football game.
Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Hyman taking the snap, rolling to his right. Nowhere to go, and he's going to get dropped for a sack. That is the best possible play for the Placer Hillmen as they set up a 3rd down and long.
First time tonight we've seen Rylan Hyman not finding any place to throw and getting sandwiched in the backfield. Big play now, David. It's going to be on the 11-yard line.
And Colfax are going to take their 2nd time out of the half. And we'll go to break real quick, bring up a huge 3rd down and goal for Colfax and the Placer Hillmen defense. Remind you you're watching exclusive coverage of Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week at TouchdownProductions.com.
Join your neighbors at B&C on Saturday, October 7th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. The Fowler family is proud to be part of your community since 1940. So stop by, grab a hot dog, and check out the savings. It only happens once a year at the Customer Appreciation Day sale, Saturday, October 7th at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
.553 left to go in this football game. Colfax Falcons with a huge 3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line. Hyman taking the snap, play action, fakes it. He's looking around, he's going to throw it. He's got his man in the end zone and making a great defensive play. It's incomplete.
Incomplete, and a great defensive play it was, David.
Colin Wright.
Wow, that's the 2nd good defensive play we've seen from Colin tonight. And that brings up a 4th down now. I believe, yes, they've got the kicker out. They're going to try for the field goal. And like I was saying to you prior to the break, a field goal here is just about as good as a touchdown, going to put them up by 10.
But, Paul, keep in mind the last field goal attempt by Colfax was actually blocked.
He's got to be thinking about that.
It's going to be Alex Weir. The kick is up. It is up.
No good.
And it's wide. No good.
The Placer Hillmen, they've got life. And boy, do they ever know it on the sideline.
This crowd is fired up. They can smell a comeback. So Placer will get the football back. 5:44 left to go in this football game, still trailing by 7 points. Michael Stuck, the junior quarterback, coming out once again to lead his offense.
Plenty of time on the clock, almost 6 minutes. So Joy Montoya can use his whole playbook. He doesn't have to throw the football. Let's hope he tries to establish a ground game.
Stuck will hand it off. He's got Kerrigan once again, but this time doesn't gain much yardage. Out past the 20-yard line.
Good tackling there. That was number 22, Koplotik. I hope that's close. Good tackle nonetheless.
Second down and 8 from the 22-yard line. Stuck under center.
He's
actually going to have his man.
Wraparound draw play, and it goes for a first down. Boy, he had to jump over one of his own players, David. Number 56 was on the ground. That was Mulder, his offensive tackle. Good play call, though. Coach Montoya, he'll come back to that one. That one was wide open. It could have gone for a lot more.
Yeah, and we've seen that a couple times from Placer, that wraparound draw. That time, Marshall Chapman getting the first down yard. It's Stuck now on first down. It's going to fake it to, Perez, and now Kerrigan has the ball on the sideline and getting first down yardage. Once again, tricky plays, faking the inside handoff to Perez, and Kerrigan getting the handoff off the sweep. And now Placer getting good chunks of yardage.
Tucker Koplotik getting the tackle again. He's all over the field. Good play by Koplotik.
So it's actually going to be second down and 1 from the 41-yard line. Stuck under center, hands it off to Perez, and gets enough of the first down out across the 45-yard line to the 46.
Mario just does what Mario does, grinding it on the ground, straight ahead running, but powerful. 4:44 on the clock, lots of time. They just got to keep from putting the ball on the ground.
Stuck under center. Play action. Trying to find his man. He's got his man wide open. It's Travis Warren. He's all alone. Placer, touchdown!
And we have a new football game here at Febvre Stadium. There wasn't anybody in 25 yards.
Wow!
Holy moly.
What a football game we got.
There he comes in on the field, Travis Warren. We'll look at this one again. Good fakes in the backfield. Confusion all around on the defense of the Colfax Falcons, and a nice throw. This is an easy throw to overthrow, because when you got a guy all by himself sometimes, you know that. You used to be a quarterback, David. You find him out there and you go, who, what?
You're confused.
Up and good.
Meyer, extra point is up. It's good. We have a tied football game. 4:22 left to go.
35-35. I don't think anybody's going to be going anywhere. We'll see you back here. This is TouchdownProductions.com.
Hey, hon, remember the guys are coming over later to watch the game.
Make a play for winning trays from PaulBrown. We have the perfect tray for every game and every fan. So use your app or order online today.
Make PaulBrown your destination.
People on their feet here on the Placer sidelines. They know they're being treated to one of the best games we've seen in a few years.
And if you're just joining us now, you've missed an absolute classic. Michael Stuck finding Travis Warren for a 50-yard touchdown pass to tie the game at 35. Now Ryan Myers off to kick this football away. And once again, another short kick. Fielded by Jake Green. And had a little bit of trouble grabbing that football, but he falls on it at the 20-yard line, and Colfax will once again get the football.
Good job of the officials keeping their flag in their pocket on that play. In fact, it's been a very, very well officiated game. Not a lot of penalties going either direction. So now it's up to the defense of the Placer Hillmen. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left.
It'll be first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Hyman under center. Takes a snap, drops back. Hesitates. And it's off his receiver's hands as he takes a hit at the end off the hands of Colton Reeves.
Boy, Colton came in there. Actually, no, that was Mario Perez, number 24, coming in there and putting a reminder that he can't stand back there all day long. The reason he was back there for so long is it was blanket coverage by the Hillmen.
Now second down and 10. Hyman taking the snap. Looks across the middle of the field. He's got his receiver. That's O'Keefe getting outside and past the first down marker for a gain of 11.
Bing Garrett O'Keefe. I'll tell you what, this senior's 6'5", 220. He's got to have some eyebrows lifted in some of the college scouts. I'd be looking at him real close.
First down and 10 from the 32. Getting the handoff is Aarons. And getting past the line of scrimmage, gaining about 4 yards. Once again, some good hard-fought running by Mason Aarons.
And Aarons is kind of down. I think he's got a cramp. He looks like he's rubbing his thigh. Why wouldn't he? He's carried the ball so many times tonight. There he is. He's going to come off. You know, it just takes so much of a beating.
3:30 left to go in this game. Second down and 5. Hyman will hand the ball off once again. It's Troy Little breaking it back to the middle of the field and tackled short of the first down marker. Instead of third down and short, a huge third down now.
Third down and 2. Aarons is going to come back in the ball game. No, he's staying on the sideline. They're going to go with Little.
Now a big third down. You can hear the crowd getting into it. It's a huge third down and 1 from the 41. Hyman taking the snap, handing off to Little. And I don't think he got that. He was tackled. And and the refs actually signaled first down. That was so close. That is right at the marker.
And they're going to move the chains before they measure. They're getting some boos from the sideline here. I tell you what, if I was the coach, I'd be livid.
Yeah, that was really close.
Make them mark that ball and make them measure it.
The ref signal first down, so that's what it will be. 2:50 left to go in this game. First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Hyman taking the snap, play action. Looking across the middle, hesitating. He's got his man out wide at the right, and overthrown is his receiver. And Anthony Kerrigan on the coverage. He was asking for a flag, and he actually does get it. I think it's going to be offensive pass interference. And that's what it is. Back him up 10 yards.
We all saw it from here. It's just you don't see it called very often in high school. But clearly there was a push in the back, David.
And that ball was not very well thrown. It was overthrown, and he didn't really have a chance at that. Colton Reeves and pushed off of Kerrigan and drawing a penalty. And actually that was going to back him at 15 yards. Now it'll be first down and 25.
That is a huge play in this football game.
Hyman taking the snap. Looking across the middle of the field and misses the receiver, Colton Reeves.
And Hyman is getting a little bit shook, I think. He's off target. That's 2 passes in a row. You know, it's cold now. The weather has turned a little chilly. They've been on the field now for almost 3 hours. They may be getting tired now.
He's hesitating. He looks out of rhythm out there.
He does look out of rhythm, and his arm hasn't been as strong the last 2 throws.
So now bring up second down and 25 after the offensive pass interference from the 27-yard line. Hyman taking the snap. He's going to play action. He's going to boot across. He's going to roll it back and throw it back to Ahrens on the right-hand side. He's got room to run. He breaks it past the original line of scrimmage and sets up third and way more manageable after the catch and run by Mason Ahrens.
Manageable is right. Looks like they're going to have third and about 7 now. Boy, I'll tell you, Ahrens is impressive, isn't he? He comes back with a strong run coming off the bench. But right here, this is the biggest play in the football game.
This is it. Third down and 6 from the 47-yard line. Hyman taking the snap. Looking across the middle of the field. He has his man, but he's short of the first down. Actually, it's incomplete.
I'll tell you, there was a hold out there. The offensive left tackle clearly had a hold of the jersey of the on-rushing lineman. I believe that was number 62. Paul Banks coming in. He was coming in strong.
And the referee giving a sideline warning to Placer. Placer getting a little too hyped up on the sideline. Getting that that third down stop leading to this 4th down.
Okay, here's the football game right here. If the Falcons are going to win this football game, they need to convert this 4th down.
Well, they're actually going to punt the ball. It looks like they're bringing on the punter, so they won't punt this football away. Unless they fake it. I've seen crazier things before. It's going to be Alex Weir, the backup quarterback, and to punt the ball away. And he punts it away. Gets a really good punt off. It's Brad Bishop back. And he takes it cleanly and takes a huge hit at the 15-yard line by Dylan Owens.
Oh, we can hear that pop all the way up here at the top of the stands. Dylan Owens puts a hit on Brad. He knew he was going to get hit, too. Good for Brad for holding on to that football.
But here we go now. 2:13 left to go in this football game. We have a tie game at 35. Placer with the football now at their own 19-yard line. 14 unanswered points from Placer in this 4th quarter. Stuck to Kerrigan on a 25-yard touchdown pass, and another one to Warren on a 50-yarder. Stuck, taking the snap, play action. He's rolling, he's going to take another shot. He's got his man, it's Travis Warren. Oh, and he dropped it. But incoming to make the great defensive play, Jake Green at the last second.
What a great defensive play. Give credit where credit is due. Jake Green came in there at the last second, took his left hand and swatted that football away. That's a big-time play.
A huge play. Would have actually gotten Warren out almost the 50-yard line. Would have been a gain of at least 30. But Jake Green on the great defensive play sets up second down and 10.
You know, Michael Stuck's getting time all of a sudden.
Stuck taking the snap. He's going to hand it off the sweep. It's Kerrigan once again, cutting it backfield. There's nowhere to go. Cuts it back to the outside of the field and tackled, actually for a loss, making the great play right there, Vic Edwards.
So 1 minute 54 seconds left, and another timeout is taken
Placer actually calling the timeout here, interestingly enough.
Why would they take a timeout here?
That seems very odd.
Because I'll tell you what, if they had let the clock run down, worst possible scenarios, they punt the ball back with no time left after 2 more running plays, and or they force.
We'll be back for this crucial 3rd down. We'll remind you you're watching exclusive coverage of Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week at touchdownproductions.com.
This week at SBD, they have boneless chuck roast, Foster Farm picnic packs, pork shoulder roast, trimmed tri-tip, party wings, and Italian sausage links. Add to that the freshest local produce, and you'll see real savings every time you shop, with hundreds of price reductions throughout the store. So shop SBD Markets, where your neighbors shop in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Well, I was just telling David, I've been doing these games for 9 years with Touchdown Productions. We've seen one overtime football game in all those years. It took us kind of by surprise one night. We didn't even know how it worked. Well, I'll tell you, we're on the verge of having one here. If the Hillmen throw the football, though, incomplete, they're going to have to worry about time left on the clock.
Stuck, rolling out. He's facing a lot of pressure. Has to get rid of it. He's got his man, Lewis Fudge. He's wide open. He gets the 1st down, cuts it back in field. He takes it past the 50, evades a defender, past the 40-yard line. Lewis Fudge.
Holy cow!
What a play!
Biggest play of his high school career. Lewis Fudge, the tight end, catches a ball and works his way down the field. The Hillmen are in business.
A huge play. A gain of 48 yards, bring up 1st down and 10. And Placer calling the timeout. We're confused for a second. We're like, what's going to happen? You're giving Colfax a possible chance to come back if you don't get it. What a play that was. Stuck. Play action now. Looking across the middle of the field. He's got Warren. And he overthrows him just a tad. Couple yards out of the reach.
Everybody here on the sidelines is out of breath after that last play, and all of a sudden Warren is the possibility of scoring a decisive touchdown. That'll bring up 2nd down. Wonderful football game here on the foothills. 2 cross-town rivals, Colfax Falcons and the Placer Hillmen.
Absolute classic. 1:26 left to go in this football game. Placer 35, Colfax 35, 2nd down and 10 from the 38-yard line. Stuck, breaking the huddle. Sends his man in motion. Oh, it's going to be another wraparound draw to Chapman. He's got room to work with, cuts it back inside the middle of the field and past the 30-yard line. Close to that 1st down marker, and he has it. It's going to be 1st down Placer.
Now Placer doesn't really have a long field goal kicker, but you know something, if it gets down close enough and they have just seconds left on the clock, I'm sure Coach Montoya will give it a shot.
1st down and 10 from the 26. It's going to be an inside give to Mario Perez. He's got room. He breaks the tackle inside the 10-yard line. Mario Perez.
Down at the 4-yard line, Perez. Absolutely a bull, running straight forward, running over Falcons players. I think the Falcons are just, they're beside themselves. They can't believe this is happening, coming back from 3 touchdowns up.
An incredible story this would be. 14 unanswered from Placer inside the goal line. It's going to be 1st down and goal from the 6. Just under 50 seconds left to go. Clock is running. Stuck. We'll hand it off. Up the middle, it's Kerrigan. And near the marker.
The ball was put on the ground, but I think he got it back again.
I'm actually going to say his knee was down, so they're going to roll it down. But either way, it's still going to be 2nd down and goal inside the 1-yard line. And the clock is still running.
They need to get themselves lined up. 29 seconds, 28 seconds. Coach Montoya needs to take a damn timeout.
And Stuck now has a play call.
This will be one of the last plays of the game. This is it. It's now or never.
Stuck. Give him the handoff up the middle. What's the call? Touchdown, Placer! 13 seconds left to go.
I haven't seen the signal by the official. Did he, son?
It was a signal on the near side from the official.
Unbelievable finish to a wonderful football game. The Placer Hillmen coming back to score 41 points on a team that hasn't given any points up to any other team all season long. Here's a very important extra point.
Kick is up and good. Alex Meyer.
No, it is no good.
I'm sorry, no good. Ryan Meyer.
No good. So the game started out with an 85-yard kickoff return by the Falcons, and this game hasn't slowed down since.
And now we got to talk about a player of the game for Placer.
We're going to choose a Placer player because the Placer Hillmen are clearly going to win this, barring something miraculous here on the kickoff.
We've seen something crazy before. I'm not necessarily calling this game over. There's still 13 seconds left to go.
I don't know who to give it to, David. You and I are going to have to talk about this. We can give it to a lot of players.
Yeah, Warren is a really good shout. Travis Warren catching a couple touchdown passes and receiving.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Kerrigan, Michael Stuck. I mean, Stuck has thrown the ball beautifully tonight, and we haven't given him a player of the game this year.
Well, let's get back to the action. Meyer with a short kick. And not fielded correctly, and that ball's loose on the ground. Who has that football? Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, and almost avoiding a catastrophic mistake. It's Colfax getting back on the football.
They got time for one play, David, and my goodness, everybody on the sideline here is going to hold their breath because this Colfax team has proven that they can score on this one play.
Now, Paul, work with me for a second. It's 1st down and 10 from the 24-yard line. You have 8 seconds and also a timeout. Are you taking shots here, or are you trying for laterals and going short here?
I'm always up for shots.
Either way, 1st down and 10, Hyman goes over the middle of the field. He has Ahrens, and he's tackled down. And Colfax surely has to call timeout, but the clock shows zeros.
And that's it. That's it. The Placer Hillmen have come back from 3 touchdowns down to win this football game against the Colfax Falcons. Wait, what's happening
The
here?
referees they're not calling the game just yet. Colfax might have actually called a timeout in time before the clock hit zeros.
David picked the player of the game. I'm going to say we give it to Michael Stuck. And that's because of a body of work that we've seen over the last weeks from the beginning and last year. You could give it to any number of players. I like Brad Bishop. I like, Mario Perez. Mario Perez put in one heck of a performance.
Yeah, and you also have Travis Warren, too, catching 3 touchdown passes, too, tonight.
Nah, I'll tell you what. If you wanted to go with Travis Warren, you won't get any argument from me.
But either way, we'll have one final play. 2 seconds is all that remains on the clock. It'll be 2nd down. Hyman rolling around, taking a shot, and it's well short of the end zone. It'll be up, and it is incomplete. Placer complete the comeback and win 41-35. What a football game.
You don't see them like this very often, but tonight was one of those good nights. The Placer Hillmen on their home field. There they are, everybody out on the field. Defending champion, and tonight we're going to give the Bill Slade's Trucking Game of the Player of the Game award to number 7, Travis Warren.
Unbelievable game from Warren and from the Placer team.
We're going to go down on the field and find Travis, and we'll give him this award directly after the game here. What a football game as we see them congratulate each other as they filter off the field.
I mean, Paul, what an unbelievable game we just saw.
That was so much fun. And as they always do here at Placer, they have their own alma mater. I'm going to go down the field, see if I can grab Travis before he goes into his game huddle.
And we will go to break, and we'll be down on the field with our player of the game, Travis Warren. We'll remind you, you are watching exclusive coverage of the Placer Hillmen football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week at touchdownproductions.com.
With nearly 30 years of proudly serving our community, Auburn Toyota is expanding to offer more new Toyota inventory than ever before. Chances are we have the exact Toyota model you want, ready for you to drive home today. With many years of combined sales experience and hundreds of new Toyota cars, trucks, 4x4s, and SUVs, now is the perfect time to buy at Auburn Toyota. Come see why for generations Foothill Toyota buyers buy from Auburn Toyota, which is why we like to say Auburn Toyota is the place where the customers come back.
Down on the field here after an amazing 41-35 win by the Placer Hillmen, we have the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game. David?
Yeah, no, Travis, it was a great game. What worked for you guys to be able to come down from 14 points late on against this Colfax team?
You know what? We came out in the second half fired up. That first half we weren't ready. We didn't come out. They wanted it more. We got a good talk in the weight room down there. We got each other hyped up, had a couple conversations. We got it going.
And Travis, on that last touchdown catch you had at least 20 yards behind your last defender. What allowed you to get so wide open on that last grab?
You know what? So what we do there is we fake the run, and our lineman fake run. So everyone triggers, safety triggers, comes down, linebackers off me. I got the corner off me. Then it's just a streamline straight up the field. Michael Stuck saw me. It's a great ball. Went for 6.
Can you believe how wide open you were on that play? I bet you were astounded.
You know what? I saw how wide open I was. I turned around. I was running backwards. I caught the ball. I was focused on catching the ball. Because you drop that pass, you're going to hear it for the rest of your life, you know.
And that's Travis Warren after one of the best high school football games I've ever seen. Placer Hillmen with a 41-35 win. Travis Warren, our player of the game.
Here he is, Travis Warren.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, guys.
There you go, son.
Over here with Coach Joey Montoya. Joey, it was coming down to the final seconds of the game. The clock was running. You guys didn't call a timeout or nothing, just went up to the line of scrimmage and won it.
What a game. It was. We knew the situation. We had a timeout in our up our sleeve, and a great field goal kicker, and so we felt very comfortable and confident with the situation we're in. And you're at the 1 yard line, you got Mario Perez. The odds are always with you on that one, and so proud of our kids. They gutted this one out. They never gave up. They stayed the course. They believed. And my hat's off to Colfax. Holy cow, they played a heck of a game themselves. They were physical. They were fast. That's a heck of a football team over there.
They were everything that they were billed to be at 5-0, and early on, I mean, how can you start the game with a big run back on the kickoff? That must have really set the tone right there for you.
It did. I mean, they open kickoff, they take it back. What was it, 90-something yards? And you give them a lot of confidence and a lot of momentum, and then, and heck, man. We didn't play great in the first half, but you have to give them credit for that. No excuses. They created that, and so we made the right adjustments at half to what they were doing, and saw some things that we knew we could exploit, and our kids executed like champs.
Now their front line early on was really pushing you guys around. I think that was a big part of their success in the first half.
They're scrappy. They're very well coached. I mean, it's Colfax. Every time you play Colfax, they're one of the best coached teams in the section, and that's why Tony has so many wins. And Mondo and all those guys over there, they do a heck of a job. And so, my hat's off to them. But our kids never gave up. We saw what they were giving us with what they were doing, and we were able to pull out the win.
And what a big game by Stuck. I think he really came of age tonight.
This was a big game for Michael. He's been getting better and better week by week. He's a returning starter as a junior. He started all, sophomore year, won a league title for us last year, got us to the section championship game. The kid's nails. Proud of him. Proud of Lewis Fudge, had a big game receiving, Travis Warren, and obviously all the kids out there just playing their hearts out.
And coming back on track tonight a little bit was Kerrigan. Hurt his ankle in the first game and finally getting some snaps.
Yeah, he had a high ankle sprain, and it was just a matter of time to get him healthy. And he played like a champ tonight on both sides of the ball for us, one of the only two-way guys tonight, and I'm proud of him.
Now, were you sandbagging him a little bit for league, or the timing just happened to work out?
Trust me, we want Anthony on the field. So, no, we just needed to get him healthy, and we got him healthy, and he played hard tonight.
Now, as far as the standings go, I know we talked to you a couple of weeks ago. Lincoln beat the other undefeated team tonight, Bear River. That means Placer is, by beating Colfax, that puts you in the driver's seat so far early on in the season, where every game's going to count.
There's way too much season to go. We play center, who is the real deal, and so that's the only thing that we care about now. I don't know about anything else that's going on. The only thing I care about tonight is going home and hanging out with my wife and girls, and then eating some food, and then we'll get working on center tomorrow. But we're not thinking about anything else but what we're going to be doing tomorrow, and we're going to make the improvements we need to make. And this is a young team, and it's just going to get better and better.
Well, they are, and we're looking forward to seeing how the season progresses for you. Congratulations once again to the Hillmen. It looked doubtful there, and you guys were able to come back and just win the game. Barely any seconds left on the clock, and the fans loved it.
What a show for both sides. What a packed house. I mean, who knows how many people were here, but there were a lot. Special teams hurt us early on, and then we had a huge special team play right before the half where we blocked their field goal, returned it to midfield, and then we had the big screen pass for X amount of yards to go down by 2 at the half. That was a huge momentum swing, and so my hat's off to our kids. I'm proud of them. My hat's off to Colfax and their staff and how hard they played, and that team's going to win a lot of football games this year, and they're going to be tough to beat in Division 5.
Well, it was a great game tonight, one for the record books. We're so happy that we're here. Congratulations once again.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you for all you guys do.
All right, there he is, head coach of the Placer Hillmen. Guys, let's throw it back over to you for some closing comments. Get ready for next week's game. We'll be at Colfax versus Lincoln up there. Guys, take it away.
Yeah, Gil, Placer High School was the place to be tonight. An incredible football game, one of the best high school football games I've ever seen in person. Placer coming down early on from 14 points and beating an incredible Colfax team, an undefeated Colfax team at the very last second by a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Mario Perez, making it 41-35. An absolute classic football game here from Placer High School. It was an incredible watch, and it was an incredible game to call. And it was an awesome game to see. Hey guys! How great was that one? Hey, you got to give all the props to Placer in this one, coming back down time and time again, this time late in the game from 14 points, and just showing great character, great job by Joey Montoya and the boys to really pull out and give us an absolute thriller. We enjoyed this one the whole time.
I mean, from the sidelines, down 3 touchdowns against a team that doesn't give up points. Who'd have thunk that we were going to see this kind of an ending tonight, and we certainly were treated to a great football game. So, David Kline, Paul Brown, Gil Dominguez, we don't get to do games as good as this one very often, and tonight we were treated to a wonderful comeback by the Placer Hillmen, 41-35 over the Colfax Falcons. Be with us next week. We're going to Colfax. We'll see this Colfax Falcon team again against Lincoln, who won tonight. It'll be a battle.
All right, so your final tonight from Placer High School, the Placer Hillmen coming back and winning 41-35 over the Colfax Falcons. We'll see you next week at Colfax High School. For now, good night, everyone.
We'll see you next week on your NorCal Game of the Week. Thanks for joining us.